Hey, how you doing? Oh, bruh, I stay busy. Get choke stuff for you. So if you ask most local people how they're doing, you're probably gonna get one of two responses. Either, I'm good, or, bruh, I stay so busy. And that's kind of ironic considering we live in a place like Hawaii, where we have catchphrases like, take it easy, aloha spirit, pauhana. But you ask around and brada, people stay busy. And I'm not just talking about work, I'm talking about everything else. Like take my mom for example. She retired several years ago and I thought she'd be cruising these days, you know, waking up late, maybe watching some Hallmark movies. But nope, she's going Whole Foods and Target and Down to Earth and Ross and Sam's Club and Costco, and that's all in just one day. So I want to share some of my observations about busyness in Hawaii, because I think it's a real shame that if you're too busy in Hawaii, you never get to enjoy life here. The first thing is that the fear of missing out can be pretty nasty here in Hawaii. So you go ask your friend, hey, what you went to over the weekend? And they present this epic tale. Sunrise hike, they had brunch at that new place, they went beach, they went to the mall, and they close it off with a sunset walk on the other side of the island. All of course with the perfect social media pictures. And maybe you like me are just having the thought of, bruh, I just went longs. I think it's really easy to compare our lives with others and to especially compare our schedules with what we think other people are doing. I think this is especially relevant to a place like Hawaii where we tend to look elsewhere for a lot of that validation. Now this can be singular events like Made in Hawaii, or it could be long-term commitments like sports or other activities. For example, we just had Halloween in Hawaii, and apparently I didn't get the dad memo that you're supposed to take your kids out to plenty neighborhoods in one night. I mean, it's not enough that you take your kids out to your own neighborhood these days. No. You gotta go to the certain neighborhoods on the island where get good candy and good food. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? And I'm hearing story after story of families going all over the island to go trick-or-treating with their kids. Even had one family who went 4 or 5 places in one night. And I'm thinking, bruh, you're not tired. And you know what we did for Halloween? We picked up the kids early because had plenty of traffic, had an early dinner, and just watched a movie. But I think should we have gone to those things too? Maybe. But I think what works for other families or even doesn't work for other families may not work for us. Sometimes in Hawaii, I think we fall for this peer pressure where we gotta go do that thing or eat that food or buy that stuff. And to keep up with these trends can be costly, not just financially, but with your time. That's where the real cost is. Because the things that you see everybody else doing start to fill up your own schedule. And soon you're busy just like everybody else. And by everybody, I don't mean a specific person, I mean more of a collective everybody, which is really impossible to keep up with. But then you think, oh, well, everybody is doing this, so I guess this must be normal. But it's not. All right, the second thing is gotta learn how to say no sometimes. I know local people don't like saying no, but sometimes you just gotta say no, or else you're just gonna say yes and yes and yes to everything, and that's how you find yourself so busy. I mean, you're really gonna try to go 3 Christmas parties in one night, back to back. Bro, everybody else smiling, but you're gonna be dying inside. And so yes, I think us local people gotta be better at saying no to things, especially up front. My dad was pretty good at this. We had all the family parties and events like everybody else, but what my dad did was he selected certain ones that we would go to make sure that we weren't too busy, we weren't into a rush to get from one place to the next, so that for every party or event that we went to, we could just relax and enjoy it. This means prioritizing what's important and what's less important. For me, I had to skip Hamilton when they came here. I was too busy. I had to skip the LPGA tournament on the other side of the island. I really wanted to go to that one, but too busy. Hanging out with the boys? Sorry, too busy. And why? Because priorities. Family matters and margins matter to me. And sure, I could pack my schedule up so tight that a dime couldn't fit, but if anything changes, it's just gonna cause more stress. Now, this doesn't mean that you say no to everything and just stay at home and watch TV and do nothing, okay? I mean, come on, we're in Hawaii, you gotta go outside a little bit. But for people who pack their schedule so tight, it's okay to say no. I mean, yeah, like say yes to everything, but then if you cannot make it, you gotta send that last minute text, oh, sorry, I cannot come, and then it becomes kind of awkward. I wanna make sure that when I say yes, that means yes, I'm gonna be there. When I say no, that means sorry, I cannot be there. Count me out. And you know what? Maybe you got hard feelings in the beginning, but at least they know, okay, he's not coming, and at least I know, okay, this is the time that we have for this activity. I just cannot overpack my schedule. And my third observation is just leave a little bit earlier. I know in Hawaii, we're on Hawaiian time, which if you're not familiar with that, means that things typically run a little bit late. So if someone says they're gonna be there in 5 minutes, it actually means they're gonna be there in 15 minutes. And if someone says, I'm gonna be there in 30 minutes, it means they just left the house. But for me, busyness is not just packing your schedule to the brim. It's more of a state of mind of being in a rush, being in a hurry. And why are you in a hurry? Well, oftentimes because you're running late. For me, I usually try to arrive a little bit early. It's how we were raised, and growing up, I used to wonder why we gotta always be early, but I can say now as a dad and the primary driver, yeah, it's okay to be a little bit early. My wife doesn't completely understand this concept yet, but I try to tell her I'd rather be 10 minutes early than 5 minutes too late. Because when you leave early, you're not in a rush. You can drive safely, you know, you can leave extra space, let cars merge in front of you, no big deal. But when you're in a rush, whoo, brah, aloha, it goes out the window. And I'm talking about myself here too. You know, there's times where we gotta go pick up the boys and maybe we leave a little bit later than I want to, get extra traffic, and now I'm in a rush because we gotta pick them up by a certain time. I'm a little bit more aggressive. I'm following the car a little bit maybe too close. I don't like let people merge in front of me, and every driver who is causing me to be more and more delayed is the worst driver ever. Meanwhile, if I had just left a little bit earlier, I'm cruising, even in traffic. You like merge, brah, no worries. Yeah, get plenty room. Life is just different when you're not always in a rush. I heard it said that hurry is incompatible with love. And to apply, I think, more to Hawaii, hurry is incompatible with aloha. And we see this all the time on the roads. When people are in a rush, whoo, brah, we got some bad drivers here. I know we run late. I know get traffic, get plenty of construction we never see on the map. But that's why I think it's so important just to give yourself some extra time. So if you always leave early, you're never in a rush. Now, if you think I've figured out all this busyness stuff here in Hawaii, I haven't. The past month has just been probably one of the busiest. The boys are in school, we got the baby coming, we're working on some projects for our family. It's just busy. And there was a good 3 weeks where we were doing something every single day. And as we're approaching the holidays, I'm gonna try to do a better job of managing our time, our collective family time. Because guaranteed with the holidays, gonna get plenty stuff to do. A lot of holiday events, a lot of things that we may think we have to go to, but maybe we don't have to go to everything. And I know that during this time, I gotta make sure that we're not comparing our schedule to other people, looking for that validation. I gotta prioritize what's important with what's less important and make sure that we follow through with those commitments. And especially because we got kids, always gotta leave the house a little bit early. Because I don't want my default response to always be, oh, so busy. I don't want that. There are, of course, gonna be times when we actually are busy, but I don't want our overall life to be so busy. I want to make sure that we take some time to enjoy this place. Life in Hawaii already comes at a cost. Might as well enjoy what we're paying for. So thanks for watching, and aloha.